Right, so have you ever been on camera before? So the way it works is I'll do a lot of the talking and you just got to sit there because you're here for engagement. So hopefully people won't look at me and they'll just look at you. See here? You see these guys here? Yeah, that's what your job is. Anyway, good morning guys, welcome back to Stef ABtv, and in today's video we're going to be talking about whether or not the Abarth 124 Spider in future will be worth a considerable sum of money. And I'm going to be really honest here. We're going to look at current values, we're going to look at supply and demand, and yeah, we're going to take this for a bit of a drive. I've also got the I've got the TMC remap installed without pops and bangs. I'm giving that a whirl as well, so we'll have a listen. Naturally, I've got Doggo in the car with me, so we're not going to be doing astronomical speed. And that's the first time he's heard this car with the sport cat on and the roof down. It's all good, mate? Yeah, it's good. You want some treats? Yeah, whilst the cold start happens. There you go. Yeah, you like that? High five. Yeah. Good boy. So this is the first time that Rolo's been in this car with me with the roof down and the sport cat. So yeah, for him this could be a little overwhelming. So we're going to take it easy. Right, buddy? Very engaged. And because today is the start of the Formula 1 season, I naturally have to walk him. I need to film a video for you guys, and I need to get back in time to watch the qualifying. So we're killing three birds with one stone at the moment. So let's get going. Mate, I'm kind of filming. You should be present. You should be with me. You're not doing me very... Why did I bring you? Anyway, he clearly has just gone to sleep, which I thought would be a great idea for him to be on camera so you can have a look at him, but I don't even know if you can see him on camera at the moment because he's asleep. But that's one of the good things with Rolo anyway, is that he's pretty good in the car. And bear in mind, this is a loud car and he really doesn't care. But anyway, the purpose of today's video is, will this Abarth 124, or not specifically this one, will the Abarth 124 Spider be worth some money in future? And the reason I wanted to make this video is mainly predominantly and driven by a bit of news that came out of Japan. So Japan recently just announced that they are going to be selling the last Abarth 124 Spider. Oh hello, you've perked up. The last Abarth 124 Spider is going to be sold in Japan, land of the rising sun, and it's going to be sold on an auction as a bit of a charity. Now, Japan was kind of a big export market for Abarth, and the fact that they're not selling this anymore over there, and they're not selling this anymore in Europe, and I still need to confirm whether they're still selling this in North America, but your supply now has officially stopped. Now, supply in the UK for the Abarth 124 Spider stopped a couple of years back. Yes, you had some pre-registered cars that hadn't been sold yet, so, you know, you could probably get yourself a brand new Abarth 124 Spider, you know, last year. Maybe there's still a few floating around now, but in terms of the actual production of these cars, they stopped. Now, when you look at like Auto Trader, should we see what he's like with the tunnel? Rolo, you gonna be all right with this? Yeah, good boy. Honestly, this dog is amazing. The fact that this car is loud enough to wake the dead, yet he's on a chill, man. You like the roof down? Of course he does. But the fact that at the moment on Auto Trader specifically, there's only 50, I think it's 53 cars at the time of recording this video. Only 53 Abarth 124 Spiders for sale on Auto Trader at this moment in time. Now you compare that to the 500 million Abarth 500s and 595s that are available on Auto Trader. So when you're thinking of the prices of these, I mean, I've been looking at these. So I bought this nearly a year ago now, and I paid about 15 and a bit grand for this car. And I had a look today on Auto Trader, and the lowest car, the cheapest car, is going for around 14 and a half. And that's with around about 20,000 miles on here. It does have, I think it doesn't have the visibility pack. But again, that's one of the beauties with the Abarth 124 Spider, is you didn't get many options. So, kind of the desirable things when you want an Abarth 124 Spider is the visibility pack. Ideally, if you can get the Bose in the sound system, those are your two things, and those are your two big options. Everything else, well, really, the only other thing is sat-nav. And I wouldn't get too strung up on the sat-nav, because whilst Abarth themselves will charge you 500 quid for an SD card, you can get the same thing off of eBay for 40 quid, so don't worry about sat-nav. But my point is that all of the cars on Auto Trader are very similarly spec'd, and the ones with options are the ones that demand a bit of a higher premium, like for example the visibility pack, because the visibility pack itself costs about, I think it costs around £1,000 to install after, if you don't have it. And for me, the visibility pack, not only does it look great, but it adds that more element of aggression from the front end, and actually from a visibility standpoint, it's really good. Righto, should we do a little acceleration? You want to see a little acceleration? You're pretty good in the car. Let's see how you hack it. Oh, I see. Okay, kiddo. Here you go. That was about half throttle. He's not even batting an eyelid. This guy is so good, man. And I've got the heated seat on for him as well, so he's just loving life. What was I saying? Yeah, so you know, when you're looking at these cars versus the Abarth 500s and the 595, there are so many of those, and when there are so many cars on the market, supply versus demand, you've got so much supply and less interest, the price go down. Now, whilst the Abarth 124 Spider used to cost around 35 grand, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, how long has it been out? 2016, I think these came out. What's it now? 2021. Yeah, about 5 years ago, 35k you could buy these. These cars now have been absolutely battered from a depreciation perspective. And actually, if you were to try and part exchange one of these cars in, I think people will give you about 11 grand for it. So don't part exchange these cars in, because the private sale market and what the dealers would sell them for is still going for around 15k. Be worth more in the future? And it's the question, isn't it? I know, for example, cars like the Alfa Romeo 4C, very exotic prestige car that had limited supply, they stopped production, and actually now 4Cs, there's hardly any of them for sale, and they're going for around £37,000. I know I sold mine. I probably could have held on to it a bit longer and made a bit more money on the sale, but at the time I needed to sell it. With these cars, the interesting thing for me though, and this is the important thing, is I've been getting loads of message requests, loads of DMs on Instagram from current 595 owners who have said to me that they are chopping their 595s in for Abarth 124 Spiders. Now, why is that? Why is that happening? Well, I think there's twofold really. The first is that right now Abarth are not really offering anything that is majorly different to the 595 platform other than trim levels. And when you have an existing 595, do you really want to upgrade and get yourself the same car with the same engine with no real difference in kind of drivability and driver characteristics? There's a question there. I know some people do not want that. People have been kind of hanging on in the hope that Abarth would release a newer, different kind of engine for the 595 comp. And because that hasn't happened, that is now starting to cause people to question whether they want to still keep hold of their 595s. Okay, Rolo, we're going to give it a little acceleration now. You're going to have to hang tight, buddy. I'm going to hold you in. So this is a bit of a remapped car without the pops and bangs. So here we go. You ready? Nice. You like that? Yeah? Does that work for you? What a little dude. So, the other fold of this is that it's coming up to summer, and as you can see right now, the Abarth 124 Spider for summer months and nice weather is the car to have. Yes, you can get yourself a 595C, but the 124 Spider for me is a much better proposition if you want to enjoy the elements of what the environment has to offer, right? Yeah. The final thing for me is that this car offers rear-wheel drive. The 595 does not offer that. This car offers an element of excitement that the 595 just cannot offer. Which is why, if you just think logically now, you think how many people have got 595 comps? You think the fact that Abarth have not really put something on the table which is going to excite loads of existing owners. So what do you do if you want to stay within the Abarth brand? Well, you look at other options, and the only other option you've got is this, or the Punto Abarth. But I think, and I genuinely think, I think you are going to see more people from the 595 community buy 124 Spiders, particularly now that Abarth 124 Spiders have kind of settled at around the 16,000 mark for an average car with around 25,000 miles on it. You know, yes, you can get some nice gems in there with 10,000, but they may not necessarily have the visibility pack or Bose sound system option. But what about the future? What does that mean for the future? You're doing very well, very well. Now I'll be honest, and whilst I know some of you on this video may want me to turn around and say the Abarth 124 Spider is going to be worth a hell of a lot, it's going to be a modern classic, I think it could be a car that Abarth will, well, they probably will never release again. I don't think they'll ever have a joint collaboration with Mazda. I don't think they'll ever have a rear-wheel drive Abarth ever again. And the reason behind that is because of electrification, emissions, and the move towards hybrid and the destruction of the internal combustion engine. So that does mean that I think these cars potentially over time, well done, yes, good boy. These cars potentially over time could demand maybe 17, they might go up very slowly. Do not expect to buy an Abarth 124 Spider and hope that you're going to be able to double your value in it. You're not going to be able to. Unless you own the car, you put it in a garage and you never drive it, and you can sell it in 10 years time with delivery miles on it. But for the normal person who drives it, I don't think you're going to lose much money on these cars now. If you pick yourself up a car for 15, 16k and you had it for a few years, I genuinely think that these cars will still be worth around 15 to 16k in that time. And that in itself is a very good reason to buy this car. Of course, the other very good reason to buy this car is just how amazing and fun they are. And if you install the Apple CarPlay, you have a complete package that you can use for pretty much everything. They are dog friendly, as you can see. He is not batting an eyelid. He is literally falling asleep, chilling with this sport cat roof down. He's loving life. Right, let's take you for a walk, buddy. Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's go walkies. Where are we? Let's go and have some fun, right? You and me? Yeah, you and me. Come on.